Hello folks, and thank you for joining me here in the group Wait No More. I'm so excited you can join me today. I apologize for my unkempt appearance. Friday is one of those days when I kind of chill out a little bit more, and I just got back from my Pilates workout, so I'm a little sweaty, I'm a little not showered, but whatever. I'm here with you live, and I'm so excited that you're here with me live. Even if you're not here live, make sure to comment on the replay and say hi, because I like to know who's actually watching these, who's seeing them. Not everything in this group gets served up to everyone on a platter, so I do like to see who's engaging and who's interested in these topics. So I didn't title my video, because that was a mistake on my part, but this video today is going to be all about motivation. Not that you need more of it. In fact, you don't need motivation. And that's the biggest problem that a lot of my clients get hung up on. Every time I sit down in a conversation with a new person, whether they're interested in my work or not interested in my work, the thing that comes up the most is I need more motivation. I already know what to do. I even know kind of how to do it. I've done it before, blah, 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 but I need more motivation. So this video is going to tell you what it is you actually need. It's not motivation. Believe me, it's not motivation. I've experienced this myself. Yesterday I was running up across it. Today I'm running up across it. We don't need motivation. Motivation is not one of those things that you go to Target and you buy it from the shelf and it's ready for you and you can use it whenever you want, or you can replenish it whenever you want. That's not how it works. But what you need in terms of achieving your best health goals, again, your optimal health, or your body bliss, as I call it, is not to get more motivation, whether it's from yourself or someone else. It is something else that you need. So this video will be about 15 or 20 minutes long, depending on how long my tangents go. So what brought this up for me was yesterday I was working out at a place called The Art of Strength. It's in Minneapolis, so if you live in the area, shout out, say hi, because I love to know who's here from my state. So this Art of Strength place is basically a big playground that has multiple tools for me to get strong. And one of my 2017 goals was to be prosperous, and to me that means I'm going to be strong. I'm going to do an unassisted pull-up. I have strength and confidence and sexiness and everything that makes me feel prosperous. So the Art of Strength was a natural mix for me. I did a Groupon deal there, and it's been a challenge. But when I was doing this this 1 hour long class at the Art of Strength, I was ready to give up, right? Like I went there and I'm like, oh shoot, the instructor Dawn is going to kick my butt. I'm going to be sore and tired all day long. And yes, she did kick my butt. Dawn kicked my butt. And yes, I was tired all day long. And yes, today I am sore. So I knew what I was walking into, and I did it anyway. So clearly my issue is not motivation. I went past that point. But I realized when I was in the course of this 60-minute torture chamber that is known as the Art of Strength was I am a lot stronger than I give myself credit for. I'm going to repeat that because this is something that you should repeat to yourself. I am a lot stronger than I give myself credit for. And I want you to repeat this to yourself. Yes, you heard me right. You right here watching me are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. So that's why I like to bring up this comment here about it's not about motivation. Yes, I understand there are some of you who are watching maybe, or some of you who are watching the replay who say, oh, I wouldn't have even walked in the door of this Art of Strength place. So yes, for you that might be a motivation issue. It might have been something else as well, scheduling conflicts, what have you. Those are things I help folks with all the time in terms of planning and organization when it comes to their health goals. Because if you don't plan, you're going to plan to fail. I guarantee that. So if that's your issue, then this video is not talking specifically to that. It's talking about to the next level beyond that. So once you've gotten your planning, your organization, and yes, you have enough motivation where you will say, I'm going to do this regardless of whatever pain is on the other side of this door. But the next level to that, and the piece that I was struggling with yesterday, was I don't personally push myself. I don't push myself. And that is one of the reasons that I walked in that door. Yes, I was motivated. Yes, I had a certain goal. Yes, I want to do certain things in terms of my strength level. Yes. But I'm realizing, as I had Dawn watch what I was doing and encourage me to take it to the next level, or I was watching people around me in this 20-person fitness arena, and I was noticing that they could do so many things that I cannot do. Not yet. I'll get there. Hi, Corky. Thanks for joining us. I realized in that environment, in that group, with that coach, well, she's an instructor, but you know what I mean. In that environment, in that group, with that instructor, I finally started pushing myself. So this is the answer, folks. For those of you who are watching and you say, oh, I don't have motivation, whatever. BS. It's not about motivation. With the right incentive, anyone can get motivated. And I can't tell you what that incentive is unless I get down on a phone call with you. And those are totally complimentary, by the way. I call them weight loss breakthrough sessions. I'd love to hop on the phone with you. Comment here if you want to get details on how to connect with me. I can help you identify what your particular roadblocks are. But I can guarantee you 100% of the people who are watching this or thinking about watching this or maybe going to watch this in the future is we do not push ourselves enough. We're not pushing hard because there's a biological reason for this. We as humans are naturally inclined to make things as easy on ourselves as possible, right? We don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to face pain if we think there's pain involved. We don't want to get outside our comfort zone. We don't want to do something that we don't know how to do. And I will tell you, I've been through a lot of fitness programs. I've discovered some on my own. I've used YouTube channels to increase my fitness level. I've taken umpteen classes through community education. I'm pretty well-rounded in terms of my fitness and movements that I've done and exercises and weights and equipment and all that sort of thing. I'm pretty well-rounded. But when I walk into the Art of Strength, there are at least 3 to 5 different movements or techniques of these movements or even tools that I have never used before and are brand new to me, and I need to have Dawn stand there next to me and say, this is what you do with this. It's brand new to me. I'm a baby in that place. I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's where growth happens. That's where motivation happens. And it's not going to be right away. I mean, none of us is like, yes, I'm going to get up today and I'm going to fail miserably doing something I've never done before. None of us do that. We're programmed and designed and in the habit of only doing those things which we are comfortable with, only those things which we know how to do, only those things which we've maybe heard of before. So sometimes when I sit down on a phone call with a person who's interested in learning about my services, I'll introduce to them the idea of macros. Macros are macronutrients, and it's the basic building blocks of all food. So it's protein, fat, and carbs. Those are the 3 macronutrients in all food that we eat. And sometimes when I introduce this concept to people, they'll say, that's interesting, but how many calories is in whatever? That's not the idea. I'm exposing them to something they've never experienced or heard of or experimented with. And that's what matters. They need to push themselves to somewhere they've never been in order to get to somewhere they've never been. And intuitively we all understand this as people, right? But what we don't understand is we get so used to doing things a certain way. This is our habits, right? This is our daily habits, that we literally cannot see a different way outside of that habit. And that's why it's not about motivation. It's about being pushed. So for me, I needed to push myself as well. And I can't. That is the rub for all of us. We literally cannot push ourselves far enough as individuals to really just conquer our next goal. It's really impossible. There are some people who are motivated, dedicated, persistent, have all their stuff together, and they still cannot push themselves past a certain point. It is a proven fact. Because, again, it's that unknown. It's the fear of the unknown. What's on the other side? I'm going to go through pain. I'm going to have to figure this out. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to look stupid. There's lots of reasons why we don't push ourselves. And there are reasons that have to do with our survival instincts. There are reasons that have to do with the fact that 80 to 90% of the habits we do on a daily basis are ingrained habits that we don't necessarily consciously think about. And I myself get into that flux, right? That status quo. And I have been. I had a sickness back in November, and since that point, I've been steadily increasing what I can do from a fitness standpoint. But I am not hard enough on myself. I don't push myself. You know, I do some techniques. I increase the intensity. I increase the weight. I know how to do that. I've done that so many times in my life before. However, even knowing what I know and having gone through the process so many times in my life, after recovering from, having 2 babies, after having back surgery, after recovering from illness, after going through grief with my father passing, I know how to up my level for my fitness. And yet, Dawn at Art of Strength was the only one who pushed me further than I was willing to push myself. And that is why coaching is so powerful. That's right. It's not because they're your accountability buddy. What is accountability? What is accountability? Because you know they're going to ask you about it, because you know you have a phone call with them. What does that do for you? It forces you, or encourages you, depending on which way you look at it, to push yourself. Because somebody's watching. So just like I was in this group fitness class and I was seeing that there was a 50-year-old Asian woman who could do pull-ups, and 10 of them at a time. I can't even do a single pull-up. That pushed me. I'm not a competitive person, but that also pushed me. When I was doing techniques with the ropes, suspended from the ceiling, doing techniques with the ropes, I don't have the same kind of strength that people in that class did. Dawn walked me through some modifications so I could do it. Even so, I am so sore today. I am so sore. And that's a good thing, because I've not been this sore in a long time, because I haven't pushed myself. So the point of this video today is not to say that you need to push past pain or you need to put yourself in pain, but you need to understand that we as individuals, no matter what area of life we're talking about, do not push ourselves the same way that someone outside of us will push us. And that could represent a friend. That could represent a partner or spouse. That could represent someone in an accountability group that you belong to. It could represent a coach, such as myself, or a fitness instructor, such as Dawn. There could be lots of different people who push you beyond your comfort zone. Only you can identify who those right people are for you. I would love to be that person for you, and it's something that I enjoy doing, because I get so excited when my clients are pushing to that next level. I have clients who haven't exercised in years and haven't made the connection that it's important for them. Some people aren't there yet, and I get it. But now they're exercising, and consistently, with a little bit of strength training involved, things they've never done in their lives. That's exciting to me, because growth happens when we push past things, right? We push past pain, we push past fear, we push past failure, we push past the unknown. There's a lot of unknowns out there. I didn't know if I could do some of those things in that gym I was in yesterday, and I'm going back tomorrow, so I'm sure there's things I haven't done in that gym that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But until I try it, until someone encouraged me and supported me and was there to tell me to take it up a level, I won't know if I can do it. And that's the power, again, of coaching. And that's why I'm here and I do the work that I do. I want to push you, not because I want you to feel bad. It's because I want you to feel good. You feel good when you're able to do things you've never been able to do before, right? And I'm not talking like, land you in jail or that sort of thing. I'm talking about doing things that you've never done because you never thought you could, right? How powerful is that to say, oh, I didn't know I could do that, and now I can. That is a powerful and beautiful thing to witness, is when you can do something you never thought you could do or never attempted to do because you thought you couldn't do it. And what I'm noticing in the clients that I work with and in all the conversations I've had with hundreds of people after I've presented my speaking, one of my presentations about how I lost 100 pounds, is we don't really cherish and celebrate our abilities. And if you can't cherish and celebrate and recognize your own abilities, you definitely can't push yourself past those level of abilities, right? It's impossible. Mentally, you cannot get there. So I can talk about mindset all day long. Mindset can be cultivated, but it cannot be cultivated on your own, right? You need someone to lead you there, because someone is going to recognize in yourself something that you cannot or have not or refuse to recognize, because they're seeing you in a different way than you're seeing yourself. I was listening to a coach the other day, and she said, I'm in a jar and I can't see the label on the outside of the jar. That's what a coach can do for you. Like, you're in a jar. We're all in a jar. We're all in our own world. We all have our containers of how we live our life and where we keep that. Sorry, that's my dog, Betsy. She's saying hi. She's actually barking at the mailman, I think. Anyway, we're in the jar and we can't see what's on that label. What does your jar look like? What does your label say? Sometimes it takes someone else who's outside of you to see what that label says and to see ingredients on that label. Yeah, we're talking food and ingredients, that sort of thing, that you yourself cannot see and don't feel in yourself because they're a part of you. And it's really hard to really pick out those things of you that other people so easily say, oh yeah, that's you, and that's you, and that's you. And you're like, what? So the point of today's video is about, don't feel like what you really need in your life is motivation. Motivation comes and goes, as it naturally does. But the really interesting thing about that is you could have the most beautiful goal, like the most beautiful SMART goal, specific, measurable, accountable, timely, all those things, right? Time-driven, all those things. You can have the best SMART goal. And you could have the right motivation and know and feel what motivates you and get that going. But you will not push yourself until you work with someone. And again, it doesn't mean you have to pay someone for their services. It could be someone who is just very supportive to you, and you make it clear to them what your goals are. If you are ready to get to that next level and ready to be pushed, I would love to push you. Let's hop on a phone call. Like I said, I have a free weight loss breakthrough session. And this will be a small sample of what my coaching involves. And I'm not any Jillian Michaels who's going to yell in your face and say, do it now. To me, that's not what pushing is. Pushing is taking you a few steps beyond what you think you're capable of. That's what pushing is to me. And that's where it's exciting. Because I'm not a huge risk taker, as you can probably hear and understand from my story. I'm not a huge risk taker, and I don't encourage my clients to be either. I encourage you to take those small little steps and those little tweaks that you can sustain forever. Forever. I don't care what you do for 30 days or 60 days or 2 months. I care what you can do for the rest of your life. So my type of coaching is fierce in some ways, but very gentle. And I understand that you may not think you're ready, but I also understand that there's 1 or 2 things you are ready for that you're not aware of, and I want to get you there. And I'd love to support you and walk with you on this journey. Just like I discovered yesterday that there's some things I can't do. I just can't push myself to the level that a fitness instructor in this art of strength arena can do for me. So I have a big decision. Am I going to continue with this group, or I'm going to continue with a different group? Because clearly my own fitness level is not going to change if I keep doing it at home by myself. What would you like to change in your life? Do you want to increase your fitness level? Do you want to be consistent with it? Do you want to eat healthier and be more consistent with that? No matter whether those are your 2 objectives, I can help you, and I can help you get to that next level. It's not an easy process, but it is very simple. and I'm here to support you. So thank you so much for watching the video today. I'd love to know what your top takeaways are from this video. Please comment on the video. Let me know where you struggle most when it comes to your push and pull limits. And then I can help you strategize different ways. In the meanwhile, let's schedule a phone call and let's actually meet each other on the phone and learn more about each other and have a conversation about what that looks like for you. What maybe 1 or 2 steps we can take to get you pushing. Keep pushing. Push it. Push it real good. You know that Salt and Pepper song? I just had to do that. Anyway, Betsy is whining at me, and I think it's time for me to take her out. So I appreciate you joining me live or watching the replay. Say hi. Let me know if I can connect with you for a weight loss breakthrough session. I'd love to help you push past your breaks and your barriers to motivation so that we can get you in the healthiest and best body bliss you've ever been in your life. Have a great and healthy weekend, and we'll talk soon. This is Jen Espinosa-Goswami signing off and saying, healthy weekend. Bye-bye.